Hi everyone, welcome to Edna's Munchies. So this week I'm not actually baking, but I'm going to show you step by step how to cover a cake. So I have a 9-inch white chocolate cake here. If you need the recipes, one in Facebook or my YouTube account. And I'm going to decorate the biscuits we done last week. So I'm going to show you quick and simple designs that you can do, and I'll give you step by step and a few tricks and tips that I picked over the years that will make the job much easier. So the first thing we're going to start, so I have the cake 9-inch. I have some strawberry jam. Some people use raspberry jam. I stopped buying it because I found that if I don't bake for a while, it stays in the fridge for a long time and it just doesn't taste as nice. So I use strawberry jam. I just use the everyday one because it has no bits in it. So I'm going to put it in a microwave. We need some icing sugar. It's very, very important that you sieve the icing sugar. This is one of those times that I'm going to say, please sieve the icing sugar. The reason is, if you don't sieve it, once you roll the icing sugar, the icing sugar as well, it will become lumpy. So you have to be precise with this one. So, pastry brush and my favorite rolling pin. So I have this one because it's long and it doesn't leave marks at the end of the rolling pin, but please use what you have. I've collected over the years. I upgraded all my baking stuff, so this is one of my upgrades now. So we start with some jam for covering the cake. I don't think we need that much, but so for this cake, for my family, so I'm making this birthday cake for my mom because it's her birthday. So I'm going to make this birthday cake. Our family don't like the jam and the buttercream in the middle. Usually for most people, they'll just cut the cake in half, put jam, put buttercream, and then put it together, make a sandwich. I'm not going to do that. My family is not too keen. Even the icing, the ready to roll icing, I stopped doing that. I use buttercream now because the family doesn't eat it as well. So when I bake for them, they peel it off. So I'm going to do it for demonstrating for you, yeah? So let's do this. Okay, so one of the hardest bits is preparing the cake. Remember, I'm going to show you step by step. So all stages have things that you need to do. I'm using pastry case, a pastry brush. Pound one, don't go too crazy. And if you don't have a turning table, don't worry. Again, that's part of one of my upgrades. Just use a normal plate, just keep turning it. But this does make a difference. So make sure you cover the whole cake, because this is what is going to hold the cake together. I didn't cut the bottom bit of this cake, because to be honest, that's the best one. But if it was too bulky, I would have leveled it, but there was no need for this one. Okay, the cake is all nice and covered. I don't want any bits because otherwise you're going to create air pockets. And even if there's air pockets, I'll show you at the end how we can deal with it, but for now. So cake prep. So that's the one thing now. Now we're going to start icing sugar. So make sure your table is clean. I've cleaned mine and disinfected, and make sure it's dry. The last thing you need is mixing sugar with water. So usually I prefer the fondant when I buy it, but unfortunately because of lockdown there's not as much stuff in the shops, so I got the ready to roll icing. So kneading, you need to knead so you can get rid of the wrinkles and everything else. It makes it nice and soft to work with. Okay, so kneading is done. I'm using icing sugar. I know there's other bakers that will use something else or won't use anything at all, but I use my icing sugar. Make sure the bench is ready. Use the rolling pin, is very important. Let the rolling pin do most of the work, yeah? So keep turning because the reason I keep turning it is to make sure it's not sticking. And because we are making a circle, so try to make it as circular as possible. Usually the thickness, everybody says, is about a pound coin thickness. I can never make it a proper circle, but as long as you have. Use the rolling pin to make sure you like this, and then you spread more icing sugar so it doesn't stick. Your rolling pin is your best tool you have. Make use of it, yeah? Let's check with the cake. It'll be enough. So I do that. Make sure it's enough for all the sides. Okay, ready? So use the rolling pin. Don't put any pressure, just use the rolling pin as a tool, and then just let it roll. And then bring the cake. I've got the knife. I'm gonna use a small knife. So use the rolling pin to aid you. So make sure you get all the sides there. There it is. And then use your hands. Usually I have a spatula as a pad for it. I lost mine when I moved, so, but I'm going to show you with the hand so you have an idea. And I cut around it so it gives some space, so I'll tuck the rest under the cake. So, and there's your cake. As simple as. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. I use the knife to aid me. Again, I used to have my spatula. I don't. But yeah. Use your hands to level everything. It's nice and straight. A bit of cake. And voila, this is the cake covered. I usually have the boards. If I'm giving a cake to someone or someone is not in the family, I'll get a board, but I'm getting, because for my mom, I'm making it in this beautiful plate. So I'm moving it into the plate. Again, I'm going to make use of the turning table for the decorations. So phase 1, phase 2 actually, done. So next stage, we're going to decide the design. We're going to do flowers. So please do not mind my collection. Again, this is all collection over the years. Don't think I'm crazy. So what can we do? So we can do this one. So we're going to use flowers. We're going to use these poppers. You can find them Wilkinson's anywhere usually, and they're quite cheap and they're very handy because once you press it in the ice, it will help it come up. So I'm going to use this one, and a leaf. So I have some green icing, so this is good as well. So instead, you don't need to worry about it. So it's for my mom. So I'm going to use our Portuguese writing again. This is one of my purchases, many purchases or crazy purchases. I keep this here so it helps me because of my dyslexia. So I know which way is the letter. So always working to see which one is the best way. So this is where I keep my brushes. Don't go and spend too much money on them. This is just like the pound shop or the works anyway. You can find them. I have different sizes because depends on what you're drawing. Sometimes you just want a little drop. So I'm going to use this for the silver balls. I'm going to use this one for the bigger heart bits. So I think I As you can see, this is from painting from kids, but it's really soft, so I like at the end of when I finish doing the cake to brush all the extra icing sugar. And have some letters, stencils. If there's a design I don't know what I'm doing, I always use stencils, so print them out of the internet is very helpful idea. And another thing I have here, clay set to make clay. I got all the tools, because if you're like sculpting, I don't like sculpting too much, so you have all the tools you need here from the clay set, because it's clean, so there's no touching clay or anything, so it's specific for baking. So there's other tools here that not a fan of some of them. I have this here, this is from McDonald's milkshake.
KFC.
Oh, KFC. Sorry, I don't go either of them. So KFC, I keep this for when I make biscuits, like Christmas time, and you want to make a hole so you can hang them. So that's the idea, to keep it. So I keep that, just an idea. Next. So what we're gonna do, please, 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 whatever you do, do not glue anything in the cake. Have the cake at hand so you can know the design you're doing. So once you have an idea of the design you want, then you can glue. For now, just put everything in there. Don't glue anything, because then it's easier to rearrange everything. So we're gonna start with purple. I'm gonna do purple, yellow, and the green for the leaves. And I have some buttons like this, because it has a lot of colors to glue on the side. And I have some silver balls that will help to be in the middle of the flowers. So I got icing already colored. I have some pastes as well for the icing. Do not buy those liquids they sell in the shops to mix with icing. It makes the icing really gluey and really hard to work with, and you're adding water to icing. That's no good. It just makes a mess. If you don't bake too much, it's better to buy this icing and mix with the white one and get the color that you're looking for. But so today I'm not mixing anything, I don't think. I'll see how it goes. So I have this again, kneading. I don't think I need all of this, so actually I'll cut some of it out. Again, we're going to use the icing sugar, and I mix some icing sugar with water to make a paste to glue. I don't spend money in those glue cakes or anything. Some people say you can use vodka, because vodka as well, the alcohol dries, so you just get the thing to glue. But I just do my own paste like this. And again, it's icing sugar. I have changed into a smaller, more malleable, easier to use tray or rolling pin. Again, keep rolling it so you want it to stick like that, because it's already trying to stick. If it's very hot, summertime, I suggest you do the cake decorating in the evenings or early mornings, because if you try to do it during the day when it's too hot, it doesn't work very well. So use your hands. So we do the flowers first. It's not working very well. There it is. Okay. Please, I'm not sure which design I'm gonna do yet. So I think I'm gonna use some yellow to break up the purple. So this is how we spell mom in Portuguese. Okay, so that's how the design is coming. Not sure yet how it's gonna look like at the end, because I'm up with the end. So that's the design, not finished yet, of course, but that's the design I decided to come up with. So now is the time I'm going to glue everything, yeah? So use this. So anything you take out, you put it back in the same place. So think this is a bit too thick. I think I need to mix a bit more water to make the paste easier to work with. Yeah, now the paste is much easier to work with. So let's do this. Yep. Now, embellishment time. Sorry, my English is not perfect. So I'm just creating a small dent to put the silver balls. So we have the smallest brush. We just want a tiny bit of icing, not too much, just a tiny bit. Because we're gonna put the silver balls. I put too much there. And because all is this gonna do is just hold the silver balls. I've done every single one of them. Yeah. Okay, now I have. So this is like the bling for the cake world. It just makes it so much better. So that's done. I have a happy birthday plaque. That's why I put that in there. So just press it down so it gives it a nice contrast. And now I'm going to use those just to add a bit of color on the side. It doesn't matter where it goes, it's just for again, add a bit more color. And because it's the same colors as I have some other colors in the cake, that just adds a bit more. It doesn't matter where it goes. Well, I say so, but knowing myself, I'll create a pattern somewhere like that. Here we are, almost at the end. As you can see, I changed the design a bit. I decided to put some of those little chocolate dots on the top, and it just ties up the cake and gives it a nice extra flourish of light. So the main thing with cakes is be creative, especially if you're a creative person. This will go well with your play along with your strengths. And remember, only glue things when you're ready to glue, because then it's easier to change the design. There, everything stays in place. Yep. So brush all the extra icing sugar, and then I have something I'm going to show you to add a bit more pizzazz to the cake. This is a beautiful birthday cake. Beautiful, simple design. And ta-da! I have some glitter. Let me move stuff around, because if you're not careful, this stuff goes everywhere. It just gives a bit of a shame. And voila, a beautiful birthday cake in no time. If you have any questions, just ask me. Next, we're going to do some biscuits, the ones we done last week, and you can step by step as well, so it just makes it easier. Decorations, don't be scared, just play around. I have used sweets and all sorts, so the design just develops. Once you start, the design develops itself, and it's a very simple, easy design to make. And if you have any, if sometimes I go on YouTube, get ideas, they'll give you amazing ideas on how to make things. So that's the cake. Let's do the biscuits now. So we just make sure it goes all over, because we don't want some of the pits not to have icing sugar. I remember again, very light, because it's still water. So use your hands, put it in the middle, and then use your palm, try to make it go right to the edges so it looks nice. And ta-da! And I'll do the same for the others. So here is what I've came up with. Quick design. I used some lemon jellies, orange and lemon jellies, our silvers, and I used some of the color icing and some of my cutters. So this is just I made this 1 year for Mother's Day, so it's a bit with the M for mothers, and I put in a cellophane bag and they look beautiful. I'm gonna glue it and I'll show you at the end. Here we are again with the brush, making sure we take all the extra flour, extra icing sugar. So this is just some of the ideas. You can see they're very simple to do. There's one here I've done what is called snowflake, and I put them, call it all in ice, and then I used the glitter as well, and it looked amazing. So it's just simple ideas. I put the silver in the middle so it gives it another bit of bling, and there it is, beautifully. Just one more last touch. My kids not so favorite pleat, but my favorite. Why not? Glitter makes everything better. Please, you can leave this out if you don't. If I was making this for the boys, I wouldn't do it, but I'm just showing it to you. These are so easy to make. Here it is together with the cake, and very simple to make. Two things, so nice and easy. If you have any questions, please by all means just ask. But two versatile things to do. I hope you enjoyed, and if you have any questions, by all means just text me. Have a great week. Have a blessed time. Bye.